we're getting at it right away. Second, we know what many borrowers will need to make their hard choices, which their budgets are being strained now when they start to repay their monthly loan payments this fall. We know that figuring out how to pay these added expenses can take time for borrowers, and they might miss payments at the front end as they get back into repayment. Normally, this could lead borrowers to fall into delinquency and default. But without their financials, it would hurt their financial security, and that's not good for them or the economy. That's why we're creating a temporary 12-month, what we're calling on-ramp repayment program. Now, this is not the same as a student loan pause. It's been in effect for the past 3 years. Monthly payments will be due. Bills will not go out, and interest will be accruing. And during this period, if you can pay your monthly bills, you should. But if you cannot, if you miss payments, this on-ramp temporarily remove the threat of default or having your credit harmed, which can hurt borrowers for years to come. Because the Department of Education won't refer borrowers. And the reason why that will work, they won't refer borrowers who miss payments to credit agencies for 12 months to give them a chance to get back up and running. Let me close with this. A Republican officials say student loan relief is a giveaway to the privileged. You hear that loud now, the privileged. I love the concern for the privileged. But I know who student loan borrowers are in this country. So do you. There's a couple putting off having a child until they can find their way to deal with their debt. That's who they are. They're a young couple putting off buying their first home and then get out from under the student loans. Hope on the horizon, thanks to relief that I planned last year. Today's court decision snatched away from me. I get it. I hear this. I'm concerned about it. But today's decision is closed one path. Now we're going to pursue another. I'm never going to stop fighting for you. We'll use every tool at our disposal to get you the student debt relief you need and reach your dreams. It's good for the economy. It's good for the country. It's going to be good for you. Thank you very, very much for this. We're going to get this done without moving. Thank you.
Mr. Brandner, why did you give millions of borrowers false hope? You doubted your own authority here.
I didn't give any false hope. The question was whether or not I would do even more than was requested. What I did, I thought was appropriate, was able to be done, and would get done. I didn't give borrowers false hope, but the Republicans snatched away the hope that they were given, and it's real hope. Thank you. I think the court misinterpreted the Constitution.
Live from the White House, President Biden, who called the Supreme Court decision today striking down his student debt relief program a mistake. He said, as you heard there in response to a question in the Roosevelt Room, that the Supreme Court misinterpreted the Constitution.
Time would not be there. I said it wouldn't be there. I said we get help from the Taliban. What's happening now? What's going on? Read your press. I was right. Thanks.
The president also taking a brief question about a new State Department report that cited some missteps in the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. But the main remarks the president made were about today's Supreme Court decision, and the president announced a new approach to waive loans under a different legal framework. He said it would take longer, but he said the Education Secretary is already working on it. The president announced a bit of a reprieve, too, for borrowers who cannot make payments that they have to start making now that the Supreme Court made its decision. If you can pay your monthly bills, the president said you should. But he said the delinquent would not be pursued for 12 months. I'm Aaron Katersky. You're listening to live coverage from ABC News. This is Northwest News Radio. Molly Nagel, who covers the White House for us, because there's a lot going on there, Molly. The president, in addition to announcing a new program, squarely laid blame at the feet of Republicans for the defeat of his own program at the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yes, this is something that President Biden has been working on since his 2020 campaign. He had promised some student loan relief for some borrowers during that time, and you can see from these programs that he's putting forward here, he is trying to deliver on that message, or on that promise. But while he is also doing that, he is squarely laying the blame at the feet of Republicans, saying that really hammering them in these remarks over, what he says is them doing away with the relief that so many Americans need and we're banking on. He said Republican officials couldn't bear the thought of helping the working class American people, and he drew a lot of comparisons between a COVID paycheck payment program that some Republican lawmakers benefited from, saying that they supported that, but they won't support giving relief to Americans looking for student loan relief. The White House and the Biden